If you ever want to veer off and do a Frank Stallone podcast, let me know.
No, that won't happen.
Any of you people out there that find humor in this, you're really a sick, vapid person. You got no soul. If you think it's funny, you people should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, we got some big videos today. We got some really big videos today. And we got some photos we're going to go through as well. A big reveal, Dom. A big reveal.
An earth-shattering reveal is coming up, folks.
Here we go. Here's some videos. Right now we have Frank wearing a Detroit Tigers cap. Is that a Detroit cap?
Yeah, I think so. Detroit Tigers.
He's wearing his Frankenstein T-shirt. Get it? Because he's Uncle Frankster. He's wearing the Frank.
Of course.
Why the connection between Frankenstein and the Frankster? Why does he...
Maybe he's saying that he's dumb and he doesn't... He's afraid of fire. I don't know.
You remember Phil Hartman's Frankenstein on Saturday Night Live?
Oh my God, I love Phil Hartman. I love Phil Hartman. Oh God, I miss him every day.
Why is Phil Hartman shot? Why isn't Frank Stallone shot in bed?
The world is not fair. The world is not fair.
It's so true. Why are the good ones killed by their wives?
Oh my God.
Maybe that's why Frank never got married. He didn't want to shoot him in his sleep.
He was smart in that aspect. I see he's wearing a watch as well.
Yes, he's wearing a watch. He said he'd never wear a watch again.
Yeah,
he'd never wear a watch again.
What a liar.
This guy.
Well, here we are on Monday. Some good news. Gavin Newscomb, Prop 1 might go into the toilet. So
Gavin Newscomb. So I guess he's not a fan?
I take it he's not a fan, Ryan.
So he says Prop 1 is apparently going to go in the toilet. Do we know what Prop 1 is? Do you know?
To be honest, I don't even know. I'm not even going to try to lie and make up something.
It's something to do with the homelessness, I think. California Prop 1, narrowly passed by voters, aims to radically reduce the soaring homelessness by changing the way money is spent on housing and mental health services. But critics argue the measure will hamper local health care efforts, ultimately affecting some vulnerable Californians and failing to fully address three intertwined but distinct problems. I think Frank is basically saying he doesn't like David Newscomb, but he loves the idea that the homeless people will be eradicated somehow, some way. I think he's very...
going to take him out to a vacant lot and shoot them all. That's what Frank wants.
Look at his right ear there. Does that look weird to you, his ear? Is that the hat?
Is it the hat? I think it's the hat.
We don't have to pay for people that don't want to work, that don't want to do anything, and don't want to clean up after themselves. That'll be nice.
So he's saying we're not going to spend money on people that don't want to work, don't want to do anything, don't want to clean up after themselves. Frank, where are they going to go?
Send them to Frank's place.
Yeah, Frank's got some extra room in his house.
Also, we had a good workout, which was really...
I love that transition, by the way.
he's always the king of the transitions.
It's amazing segues. He's just talking about how he can't wait to get rid of all the homeless people. And then he goes, anyways.
Also, we had a good workout, which was really good today. We did chest, which is always very important to do.
Very important to do your chest.
And other than that, things are going good.
Other than that, Dom, things are going good. Other than the homeless people and my chest workout.
The whiskey's coming.
Beautiful state of California can turn around and just clean house. Because I got to tell you, this was the destination place of the country at one time.
Now, did you catch what he was saying there?
The destination place of the country?
That's his frank way of saying there was a time that people came to California for the gold rush. Yes, we know. Mm-hmm. There was a time. But listen to how he says this.
And just clean house.
What do you think he means by that?
Well, is he saying like politically, like get everybody out of office that he doesn't like?
No, I think he's talking about the people, again, the homelessness.
Oh, he's talking about the homelessness. Oh.
Yeah. Hey, look, I don't have any answers. The reality is there's people with mental health issues that then bleed into drug issues, which then bleeds into, of course, they're not going to take care of their tents and their cardboard boxes. It's a disaster. It's a physical eyesore disaster. At the end of the day, they're humans. I don't know what you can do. I don't know. Do you throw them in a fiery pit?
You lead them. Hey, we got some food this way. Come on. And then you just blow them away. I don't know.
Yeah, like the Pied Piper, whistle them out into the ocean.
It's one of those problems that they got to go somewhere, That's
Yeah.
so it's like, where do you put them? Do you build more shelters? Then some people don't like that sometimes.
That's what he's saying here. He's saying clean house because California used to be a pretty state. It used to be a sought after state, but now we got a bunch of homeless people here. We got a clean house. Make California great again. That's what he's basically saying.
Because I got to tell you, this was the destination place of the country at one time. Beautiful weather here. Go up in the mountains, it's snowing. Go in the ocean, go fishing, streams. But it just seems that it took a wrong turn a few years.
He's having a heart attack on camera. He just starts rubbing his chest. He's got a little heartburn, as you call it.
No, Dom, he's feeling it in his heart. His heart is aching right now for California.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, his heart breaks. Let's look at it. Yeah, his heart is breaking for California.
But it just seems that it took a wrong turn a few years ago. So hopefully the people that work for a living, that pay their tax dollars, will get something out of it. But
so he's saying that the people are paying their taxes will get something out of it. Again, I think he's saying the people that are paying taxes, that money will be used to get rid of these homeless people.
Execute the old people, the homeless people. I mean,
every tax dollar is towards one bullet, one homeless person.
That's all it takes. One bullet.
other than that, have a great day. Bless.
Whoa.
So I'm going to have to mute this, of course, for our YouTube copyright claim. It's going to come up.
Little AC/DC.
Of course, you hear the Thunderstruck. We all know the song. All that's happening during the song is Frank is doing sideways arm curls, I guess, towards his head.
Yeah.
He's wearing his toque, his snow cap, sort of a dress shirt at the gym. But why?
Let me tell you something. His gym wardrobe, that dress shirt. Why does he wear a dress shirt? That's something I would wear out to dinner. Like,
yeah, that's a nice shirt.
Wear that to the gym?
He's looking sharp, and he's wearing this. Why the snow cap too? Maybe it's cool in the gym. I don't know.
Maybe hair don't fall off.
That's true. He's patting down the hair. Well, speaking of hair, he's going to bring it up here, by the way. So now he's standing outside. It's a little cooler out. It's gray skies. He's wearing his jacket. He's not wearing his Uncle Frank Bourbon's jacket, but he's just wearing a jacket here.
Because the company went kaput.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Hi, this is Frank Stallone, not Lindsey Buckingham. I know.
From Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. Now, he kind of does this is what he says, because he says his hair looks like Lindsay's. That's why.
I know we have the same hair, but this is Curly Frank. Anyway.
He said, Curly Frank, we have the same hair. It now, though, when he tilts his head down, it looks like very red, the top of his head. Doesn't it look like kind of red?
Scalp.
Maybe after they glue the hair to his head, it's like irritated.
There's no way. Now that we're actually seeing the top of his head, that cannot be his. That's the natural hair that grew from his head since birth. There's just no way.
No way. I would bet my life on it. I would take the bullet to the head. The bullet to the head. He's very veiny. Side note, Stallone's very veiny in that movie. He's probably the veiniest.
That's the last film he took his shirt off in.
And he's veiny. There's like a scene in a sauna, right?
He has his actual tattoos. He's showing off his tattoos.
Yes.
Like there's no makeup on them. That's the last shirtless photo we have of Sly, I think, actually. That's the last shirtless.
My favorite part of that movie is when there's the dialogue that is the title. Like he's saying to somebody, he's like, you could get a bullet to the head.
Because you, me, or nobody will blow off your head like a bullet would.
Anyway, hey, forget Rolexes. I'm wearing these 1950 Wittenauer watches. I love these.
Wittenauer watches, 1950s. It's a Wittenauer. I'm going to say 1950s watch. Let's see if that's what he's wearing there. It doesn't really quite look like what the pictures I have here. Oh, maybe that one there. Okay, so he's wearing a 1950s Wittenauer watch is all he's saying here. Fair enough. Okay.
These old watches from the 50s with a Spidex, with a Spidel Twist-of-X band.
What? He don't even know what he's saying. I don't think that's correct terminology. I'm not a watch guy, but I don't even know what he just said. Some of those aren't even words.
He says Spidex. I think that's what a Spider-Man's superpower today.
Spider sense tingling.
So for our listeners, of course, he was pulling on the wristband. Remember those old style watches where you could pull on the wristband that has elastic quality to it? That's what he was doing there. Then he said it was a Spidel Twist-X is how he corrected himself. I don't know if that's the official term either, but
I love these watches. Anyway, we had a good workout today.
There we go.
I love these watches. Anyway, we had a good workout. I have fake hair.
And Uncle Uncle Frank's Bourbon launches on Friday.
Oh, it launches on Friday.
Launches on Friday.
Now, he's talking about his official... He went to the meet and greet. I wish I got some of the video for this.
Let me tell you something, Ryan. If I was closer, if this was in New Jersey, New York, I would have been there. I would have been your man on the scene.
This was in Jacksonville, Florida. And I gave out the call out to any of our listeners to give us some sort of intel, or nothing happened. Shame on you listeners, or we just don't have any in that area, which is probably more the case. But
anyone that ordered should be getting theirs soon.
Oh, great.
Great. It's a good update.
Awesome. Can't wait. The original shipping date was supposed to be February 15th. It is now, the time it's recording, March 29th.
We're coming close to April 15th, honestly.
And I did check my order again. It still says awaiting shipment.
But you got some kind of update, right? Didn't you get an update recently?
Yeah, the last episode we talked about how if you pre-ordered, which I did, if you're one of those pre-order early bird orders, you were supposed to get the first shipments. So okay. I can't wait. I have gotten no update. I have just gotten the original emails that were sent to me that I have in a safe file, because I'm going to probably be going against somebody soon showing the proof. So this is what I'm asking for our listeners, those who have ordered online. Has anyone received their order online? Now, people have received the bottle because they went to the signing and meet and greet in Jacksonville, Florida. So some people do. There's a show on our network called the Round 14 Podcast. One of the hosts had the opportunity, because they're in Florida, so they went to the meet and greet to meet Frank.
Oh, nice.
And Frank actually did a mini interview with one of the hosts that he's going to put on their show.
Awesome.
He did some live streaming from the event. Two things. So Frank was at this event with the two owners of Frank's Bourbon, the two guys running the show.
Okay.
It's your basic warehouse, quite empty looking, nothing much to it, sure. They were explaining to Frank, I wish I recorded, I just saw it on my phone, so I wasn't able to screen capture to record it, but they were telling Frank how the whole operation works. Frank was listening to this for the first time.
This is the first time he's met them, probably.
Yes. Maybe via Zoom or something, sure.
Right.
But this is their first face-to-face. They were acting kind of nervous around him. They were telling Frank how the bourbon was made. They're showing him the machinery, how it's made, and Frank's asking questions. He had no idea how this stuff was made.
Right, of course. Why would he?
And let me tell you, the crowd was bustling. There was no crowd. The guy was live streaming at one point, just walking around with his video camera, live streaming, quote unquote, the event. There was bourbon bottles everywhere, lined up nice and, look at all the bourbon bottles ready to be shipped. I hope.
Right. Yeah, hopefully.
Probably 200 bottles, maybe, as a sort of display, and there's a little mini platform for Frank to sit on to get photos with people who sit on a stool, sign their bottles. The person that was walking around with the camera, there was a lady, I think, just chit-chatting with Frank, and nobody else waiting to talk to Frank. It was they were over it. They were over talking.
Any sign of Alex the trainer?
No, Alex. No, he's busy training other celebrities, man. He doesn't have time for
that's true. I forgot.
So, tell me how you like it.
Would love to, Frank. Can't wait. Our final episode, we'll do just that, Frank.
Definitely.
Write a little review.
He says write a little review. There's nowhere to write the review. On their website.
Just write it as your Facebook status.
That's what he's saying. Just write a review somewhere, somehow.
I'm going to write it down on a piece of construction paper with crayon.
Appreciate it. We're really looking forward to a new beginning.
How do you have a new beginning when you don't have a beginning? There's been no beginning. We're having a new beginning.
I guess he's looking to be a whiskey salesman from now on. He's given up the singing.
You keep saying whiskey. It's bourbon. Isn't
bourbon, whiskey, whatever the hell it is. It's not coming. It doesn't really matter. He's giving up his illustrious music and movie career to be a bourbon man.
But I'll never leave music.
Oh, okay. I was just canceled out immediately.
What with that segue? Talking about the bourbon, and he goes right into somebody just asked the question. Let's try it again. Frank Stallone, thanks for coming on the show today. You're a gold record seller with your big hit from that disco movie. Is music always going to be a part of your life?
But I'll never leave music.
Oh, good. Okay, good. But Frank, that's great that you're never going to leave music. What about acting? You've been in 83 films, you said before. Acting, how do you feel about acting?
Yeah, I could leave acting, but
we'd hate to see you go. You know, you've done 83 films. You worked with a lot of different actors. Would you like to share any thoughts on your feelings of the fellow actors you've worked with?
I like acting. I just don't like actors.
Hey, come on now, Frank. So, Frank, what do you mean you don't like actors? Would you like to retract that statement just a little bit? I don't want you to offend anyone you've worked with. Maybe you should retract that just a little bit.
No, I don't like actresses, but I like actors, and I like doing good.
I don't like actors, but I like actors.
I don't like actors, but I like actors. And look at his goofy grin here.
Yeah.
Is he okay? Is he okay?
I don't think so. I don't think I think the mind is really starting to go with Frank. So,
But anyway, wishing you all God's peace. God bless.
Look, I got my own interview with Frank. You like that?
there we go. Interview with Frank.
Okay, I've been getting bombarded by emails about the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight.
Bombarded. He probably got one person.
Probably like 2.5 people emailed him.
First off, what's his email address?
I wish I knew. It's probably easy to figure out than we think, though. It's probably like Frank Stallone 2 at AOL.com or something. It definitely is.
At Hotmail.
yeah.
So, he's going to share his thoughts here on the Jake. Is it Jake or Logan? I can't remember.
Jake Paul.
So Jake versus Mike here. He's going to share. Now we know that Frank's a boxing expert, so he'll have something to say here. Let
me make it very clear.
I think it's
Jake
Logan Paul, actually.
Yeah.
I got to look it up now. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot now.
No, because it's bothering me because I'm forgetting. It's Jake. It's Jake.
Jake. Okay, so Jake Paul versus Mike. Jake versus Mike.
Tyson-Jake Paul fight. Let me make it very clear. Jake Paul is a rank amateur. The first time he fought a guy that was a bit of a boxer, he lost with Tyson Fury's brother. Here's the situation. Most young fighters like that, and he's not young, he's actually too old to start fighting. Most guys start at 7. They're all right-hand crazy.
What?
Why is he so out of breath, first of all? Most guys start at 7. Is that
everyone starts at 7?
I don't know if that's a
wow.
fact.
I don't know if that's a fact either. So he's saying that, look, Mr. Paul, Jake, he's doing okay for starting late in his life. Mm-hmm. Isn't he? And his brother's in the wrestling. Isn't his brother doing okay in wrestling right now?
Yeah, his brother. I think he signed a big contract with WWE.
Like I've seen some clips on Instagram and stuff. It looks like he's performing as a ring performer. He looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's jumping off turnbuckles and shit. Yeah. He's doing some wild stuff.
Good for them. I don't know them from Adam. I don't care. But they're businessmen and they're doing better than me. I'll tell you that much.
Like you don't want to box Mike Tyson, right?
Well, it's not that. It's just I'm talking about Frank Stallone on a stupid podcast.
He's going to be an execution.
Everyone's right-hand crazy. Mike Tyson, what's his best punch? Left hook to the body, left hook to the chin. Well, Mike...
Look at the way he does his arm thing there. Left hook to the body, left hook to the way he's so kind of casual about it. Like, it's so natural for him to... Yeah.
He's so full of shit.
So here's the question. Who wins their prime? Jake versus Frank, both in their prime. Both are 30 years old. Let's say they're both 30.
I don't know. I mean... obviously I want to say Jake, but I don't know. Maybe Frank, you think he was an okay boxer? I mean, I don't think that
it'd be a fun fight.
It would be a fun fight in their prime. It would definitely be a fun fight. We got to watch that Geraldo match when he fought Geraldo and see what his skills are.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
He can punch with both hands. And you see a week in how fast and how strong he is, how he moves his head. Once you throw that right hand, you're extended, he comes under, bang! Left hook, and this kid has never been hit by a guy that hits like Mike Tyson. Okay, I've seen Mike fight. I've been around him. I was there when he won his title.
He said he was there when he won his title. Can you imagine? We go back in time. Not go back. Let's go look on the internet when Mike Tyson first won the heavyweight champion. There's a picture of Frank with him next to him.
He hits hard. He hit me in the face.
I was there when he won the fight.
I was holding his arm up after he won the fight.
Yeah, it's like what he told Mike, when you took those beatings, I took them with you.
Yeah, that's his meaning.
You're losing your family.
He's fast. He get hit hard. Yeah, he's 57, but he knows how to gauge himself. You know? It's like this young guy, they're going to come out, he's going to be nervous. Mike's not going to be as nervous. He's going to come in like this. This guy's going to throw a right hand. Bang!
Well, why do I have to watch the fight now? Frank's calling.
I know. We just got the whole play-by-play. We're good.
And he's going to catch him with the shot, and that's going to be it. Or he's going to feel that power here on the arms. Because Mike knows...
I always love when Frank is seemingly in danger of getting run over by a car because he's talking in a parking lot.
He's talking apart. Someone honks. He can never find quite the peaceful moment. There's always some sort of interruption from something. And he jumps a little bit. Oh, he wants to make sure he's not actually in the way of somebody.
Right.
How to take his time and pace. So you keep an eye out, and you remember you heard it first from Frankster Gangster.
Oh shit, Frankster Gangster now. Never heard that one before.
So he's making the call that this is how the fight's going to go down. So now he's got it on film that this is how it's going to go down. We need to, I don't know if we can somehow piece together the actual event, but that's going to be way in July. So our show will be over by then, but I don't know. But see, that's what I mean, folks. We might revisit sort of. This is why it's going to be hard to hang up the Frank gloves. Look, I get it. It's going to be hard. We might just do some Frank Stallone specials.
It ain't over till it's over.
This sounds like something for the 80s.
More like the 70s.
Okay. So there's a big musical track going on, but this was the video that they put on Frank's, of course, Instagram about the event. Now, when you watch this video montage of the event of Frank signing bottles at the Uncle Frank's bourbon signing, the video editing is done very interesting. Tell me what you notice about the editing. What do you think it's trying to conceal?
Right off the bat, it's very zoomed.
Why do you think it's zoomed in on everything?
Because there's nobody else around.
That's right. Yes. So he's signing bottles. He's talking to people. He's signing shirts. People are very excited. He's getting the thumbs up with the photos.
Why is it showing?
I don't know why it shows us. It shows like the outdoor street of nighttime. I think it's to show that time has passed. The party's still going. So Frank's mingling with the public, me with John Q. Public, and people got their glass up. And this girl here, this one bugs me. This girl here standing next to Uncle Frank's bourbons, like the little flag, whatever thingamajiggy, and she's all giddy and like, this is so exciting. This is so, don't take a picture of me. And now look at these zoomed in shots of the Uncle Frank's bottles everywhere at the bar. Frank's mixing his own drink, and unfortunately, the music was so loud I can't hear what Frank's saying. Like, listen. They're like, hey, Frank's talking. Make sure you drown him out with the music. So they're going again back to people hanging with Frank and photos with him. Okay, we got 7, 8, 9, 10 people. I wonder, truly, Dom, how many people do you think actually showed up at this quote-unquote event?
Whoever's taking pictures with him, I think that's the extent of it. Because I think they needed everybody's photo. Whoever went up to him and took a picture, they would have used more if there were more. I think this is it. I think this is the numbers.
So look at this cute girl with Frank. That's somebody's daughter for sure that came with. There's no way this young gal.
No, she wasn't dying to me, Frank Stallone. No. She probably don't know who Frank Stallone is.
Remember the Rocky Day photo, the video?
Right. They're showing the whole audience and everybody.
Yeah. I would say the turnout was abysmal because, like I said, the guy that was walking around with the camera, there's nobody around Frank. And this is still like daylight. No crowd, no lineup.
And don't forget, it was probably friends and family. There was probably a connection that people knew who he was, or were. Sure. I'm sure, like his friends are there too. So if you take away those people,
yes, and their family and their friends, hey, we're gonna go see Frank Stallone. You want to join? Oh, sure. I got nothing else to do. Okay, now we're going to show you some pictures here from his Instagram. I thought this would be interesting. And again, the end photo I think is the key thing here. So yeah, there's a picture here. It's Frank with Dee Snider, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Frank says at Oak Tree, and who do I bump into? Dee Snider. So this is the gun range for Twist's sister, who was celebrating his birthday with his lovely family. Then he goes on to say, "We 80s rockers keep on getting on."
Sure, I can't. This guy delusional.
Somebody said, "Isn't Dee a raging lib?"
I love the comments. I gotta love the Frank Stallone comments.
Somebody else said, "What he said about the unvaccinated was deplorable." Funny stuff. People are funny. All right, this next photo. It's Uncle Frank here. He says, me with Mike Sherman and Frankie Sullivan. Frankie Sullivan, of course, is from Survivor. He's the one that wrote Eye of the Tiger. I'm not sure who Mike Sherman is. They're at a film premiere, though, at the LA Film Festival. The film premiere is for the film called The Session Man. It's on the life of the late Nicky Hopkins, who was an incredible pianist who played with the Beatles, Stones, the Kinks. So, Dom, these are some big names, wouldn't you say?
Big hitters, yeah, heavy hitters.
Yeah. So Frank goes on to say, every great band on the planet. He also played with me on a series of concerts.
Listen, if you're talking about Beatles, Stones, the Kinks, you're talking about Survivor, you got to throw Frank Stallone into the conversation. He fits in there.
you know what he's doing. He's saying, if this man play with the Stones and he decided to play with me, I got to be somewhere on that level.
I'm on the same level. That in his mind, that means that he's on the same level as the Rolling Stones.
And the way he words it, he played with me on a series of concerts. It was an honor to share the stage with him. So he does say that part at the end. But why didn't he say, I had the honor to play with him on stage?
Yeah, you would think he would say that because honestly, that guy's got a more esteemed career than him.
You think so?
If he's really played with the Beatles, the Stones, the Kinks, he's definitely.
So there is a movie called The Session Man. The idea being that he's a session man. He's a session player. He played with these big bands. I'm wondering if Frank's in this film. And I would like to see this film. We should check that out.
Yeah, The Session Man. I got to look that up.
That's right. This next photo here is Frank at an eyeglass place where he gets his sunglasses, I guess. It's called the Eye Bar. And he's with the owner here. He goes, at the Eye Bar in Beverly Hills with Beverly Hill, he says. Misses the S. In Beverly Hill with my pal and owner, Rob Mione. Look at the job they did going gold on my classic Alpha shades. Stop in. They have the best and most original styles and glasses. So there's the owner there, Rob. Look at these schmucks, though. These men. Look at them. It's so gross. They're so gross looking. Also, he's wearing the same outfit. Do you see this? That he wore in the gym doing the Thunderstruck video.
Good call.
It's the same collar shirt with the snow cap on. So was this before the workout, I presume? I dare say he's not wearing this after the workout, I would say.
I honestly think it's probably after the workout. I think post-workout, he went sunglass hunting.
And look at the owner. He looks sleazy. Can you imagine this guy picking up for a date if you're a girl or something?
He looks like a comic book villain. Like, he looks seriously.
Look, he's wearing this dog collar type chain. He's got another pair of sunglasses looped into that. I guess he's got the glasses he wears around the store type sunglasses, and then he's got the I'm going to my car for a car ride sunglasses.
Right.
In that fake hair color. Like, yeah, that's your natural hair color, buddy. I don't know why it bugs me. I hate it when men do this. To me, it's just act and look your age. You know, you can look like a sharp looking 7-year-old man, but there's nothing worse when a woman or a man tries to look 30 years younger. It just never looks good. It never suits you.
Even Frank's rocking the gray of his fake hair too.
He is rocking the gray of the fake hair. Yeah. Okay. So here we have a beautiful picture, Dom, of a beautiful mansion, right? Should be fine. There's nothing, Frank could just say, hey, look at a beautiful picture here of a mansion. But Frank says, while driving through near downtown LA, I'm always looking at architect items, homes, buildings, and marvel at some of the things I see. This street, Harvard off, his grammar, I apologize. This street, Harvard off Washington Boulevard, were some turn of the century. Boy, I'm sorry, folks. I'm reading this for the first time out loud, and it's difficult. So he's saying that the homes here were turn of the century homes. Okay. Sad to say, the surrounding neighborhood is garbage. But I can just imagine what it was like 100 years or so ago when they had KKK and slavery.
Yeah, things are better when they were burning crosses on this lawn right here.
You know how badly he wishes he could live in that time?
Oh, forget it. They would hang him probably in that time, honestly. He thinks he's all nostalgic for that time. They would go back and they would hang him on a tree or something.
He goes, so he can't imagine what it was like 100 years ago or so. How society has decayed to a point where no one gives a hoot about homes or neighborhoods. But yes, they do. I'm looking at a home right now that somebody gives a hoot about. Right. Yes, there are bad apples everywhere. I get it. Look, I live in a beautiful home in a beautiful neighborhood. But if you start going to downtown Ottawa, I know. Yeah, I know. This is an issue everywhere. There's
always bad areas and poor areas.
So Barmaz826 says, the illegal immigrants will take over the home, the squatters, and destroy it.
Strong words, Barmaz.
Strong words.
826.
Again, someone else, Sifu Mike says, this younger generation don't appreciate hard work and physical labor, let alone take pride in their work. Smalls Pot 2 says, Frank, yes. And it's all about beauty. Beauty with a capital B. And it's disappearing by design. In everything, in music, in art, in architecture, in literature, reading current authors today where a wonderful story is peppered with the F word in many paragraphs.
The F word? That's what you're worried about? You're worried about the fucking F word?
All through the book. How about our bodies? Fat and ugly seems to be the norm, along with the tattoos. I can't.
I hate the doomsday people. I hate everybody that's just like everything's like, and listen, there are things that are bad in the world. I'm not saying I try to be optimistic, but then there's those people that are like, everything's wrong is happening. Everything wrong's been happening for the last 100 years. It's just
yes, of course it has
different things.
It's the same poop, different pile.
Yeah.
Humans suck. Yes, they suck.
Mm-hmm.
The internet's ruined us because it's just now I see it everywhere. If I didn't have the internet, I wouldn't know about the state of LA. Like I would just look at it looks pretty good here.
That's what it is. Everything's intensified because people are posting about it. The news cycle, the 24-hour news cycle, one story gets run a million times. We don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Now, this is amazing news here.
Yes.
Frank Stallone, he says here, I'm very excited and honored to be inducted into the California Music Hall of Fame. It's been long and winding road. The name of our podcast. That's what he said. It's been a long and winding road. Here's the announcement. Inductee announcement. The official California Music Hall of Fame is excited to announce the induction of Frank Stallone on our upcoming Sunday, April 14th, 2024 ceremony. It's my understanding, Dom, that I went to their YouTube page. They actually show the ceremonies. So yes, we're gonna have to do a bonus episode.
Okay, absolutely. I wish I was closer to this because I would buy a ticket and go.
Oh, absolutely.
I would wear a tuxedo there and go.
Now, I went to their website to see past inductees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I recognized. I think the one guy who sang La Bamba was one of them.
Richie Valens.
Yes.
Okay.
That was one. That was the biggest name. Well, the second biggest name or the first biggest name was Leanne Rimes.
Okay.
And that was it. Every other name I've never heard of before. I don't know what their criteria is because isn't there a lot of bands and artists from California? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, I would think so.
So I don't know what their standards are. I think what it is, I'm going to sound terrible for saying it. No offense to these guys. It's almost like you and I starting our own
Right. And they're probably seeing who they could get to come down there. Like if they're contacting Bruce Springsteen, he's like, "Oh, I'm not fucking going to that."
Yeah,
or
why would Bruce go?
Will probably go.
Yeah, you're near New Jersey, right now. So you could do I'm going to do the best New Jersey artist ever. Our first inductee would have to be, of course, Bruce Springsteen. We cordially invite Mr. Springsteen to our event. Do you think he's going to show up to some?
It's in my garage, and I'm just handing him a bowling trophy or something.
So we got some good comments here, some well wishes, of course. I love this one from Dickie Morris. He says, "Good for you, man. Well deserved. Some people don't realize the incredible musical talent that you are, Frank." Yeah, I think the whole world.
Tremendous on guitar.
Tremendous on guitar, but as a crooner, there's nobody better. Oh, come on.
He's a crooner? Come on. Frank Stallone is not a crooner.
No, he's not. Look, I'll give him credit. He probably plays a guitar better than he can sing, and that's not saying much. Have you heard him sing?
Oh, I've heard him sing.
So, of course, here's a photo. This is what I was talking about. This is him. So he was sitting at the stool here at the Uncle Frank's Bourbon's signing, and there was nobody around him. Just the one lady talking to him with the guy walking around with the camera. The crowds had dispersed at this point, but I love how he was still sitting here kind of like, will anyone talk to me? It seemed I almost felt bad for him. I should say this. As much as we were kind of poking fun, Dom, when I saw the live video of the event, when I saw undoctored, unfiltered live video of the event when nobody was there, it felt very sparse and empty. I kind of felt bad for him.
Yeah, I could see him having that empty section. I've been to some conventions where there's that C-list celebrity that's just sitting there and nobody's going over to the table, and that was definitely Frank.
It is Frank. He's barely D-list celebrity. Let's be honest. Here we go. Final photo of our segment here.
Mind explosion.
Now, this was sent to me from one of our faithful listeners, E.M. King, who also listens to my Rocky podcast. It's actually his son that did that Rocky trivia book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he sent this to me. It threw me off at first because I went to his Instagram to find it and it wasn't there. So I thought, did he delete it? No, this was released in 2020, this photo.
I was going to say Frank looks younger.
Sorry, it's a picture of a boy, a young man, probably 21 to 25 years old. Looks like he's holding some sort of Frank photo or picture.
That's what he gave him for his birthday.
And it just says, "Today is my son Robbie's birthday. We wish him good luck in his musical and acting career and also his real life job. Love, Dad." So much to unpack here.
So much.
So I Googled it. I found the original Instagram. There were a couple comments like, "You have a son?" So that those did exist. People were saying, "Do you have a son? A kid?" I Googled Frank Stallone's son. Nothing came up.
Nothing.
Does Frank Stallone have a child? Nothing. I also Googled this guy, like Rob Stallone. Nothing. Then there were people tagging Rob in the Instagram comments to his Instagram, like, "Oh, awesome."
Was it an Instagram?
Yeah, people saying, "Happy birthday, Rob." The accounts are no longer available. I'm like, no.
Oh,
because I want to see his musical and acting career. Like, what has he done? What does he go by? What's his last name? Because I think
right.
his name was Hart, last name Hart. So I think he goes by probably his mother's last name.
Sure,
So,
Rob Hart.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts here?
This is mind blowing, but he did mention that on the podcast, the bonus episode we did, that he had a
Yep.
son, and we were kind of taken aback by that. But yeah, I guess he's got a son. There he is in the flesh. I see a slight resemblance.
Is there a resemblance, or do you see it at all?
I feel like
honestly?
the eyes. I feel like the eyes.
Okay.
But-
Yeah. So people are saying here, I had no idea you had a son. Happy birthday. A lot of people wishing him well. Like I said, people did tag this guy in the post right here. His tag used to be Rob Your Heart. Again, I'll just Google Rob Hart, and I'm just trying to find this guy.
It's weird that this kid never came up before. I wonder if this is like a situation where he had a kid he didn't know about for years. Is that possible? Maybe in the last few years, he met this kid finally.
This is so weird. Anyways, there you go, folks. I thought that was a pretty big reveal. Thanks to our sleuths. I don't know how E.M. Keen came across this, because he would have gone back. Maybe he Googled it, and somehow that's how he came across it, like the way I Googled it too. Because I was like, how do you find old Instagram posts? I just wrote Frank Stallone's son. That Instagram story came up, wishing him happy birthday. So that's how I was able to find it myself. So
Still trying to figure out why he's holding that photo of Frank, though.
So that's the only thing that Google comes up with. This is one Instagram story, and nothing about Frank and his son.
It's wild.
It is weird. So his uncle is literally Sly. There's just no mention of anything. It's
Nothing.
Just, all right. Well, I mean,
That's big news, though. That's big Frank
It is
Stallone,
big news.
Stallone news.
That concludes another episode of Frank Stallone. Who is this guy?
If there's something